Okay, before we get into the details, the actual 70-75% of the knowledge is all about observing. Observing the things, nature, light, shadow, perspectives, proportions, textures, tones, sizes, shapes, forms. These are all, so many things are there. But as and when I am working on, suppose for example, if I am drawing on something, I'll tell you what are the values that we are working on, what are the shapes that we are working on, why are we using this pencil, all those things I'll explain you. Okay. Basically, a lot of people think that drawing, or if drawing class is there, then a lot of people think that it's only using colors. No, it's all about pencils first. Now you must have this question: why only pencils all the time? Why? Because gray scales will give you a lot of knowledge. Like for example, if you wanted to go for a 100 meters running race, what do? Initially, you practice at your home, running around your home or on your treadmill, or your father keeps a time clock, the timer, and you will practice more so that you catch up with the pace, and then you jump onto the actual running race. So that means this is all you're actually trying to warm up your body. So when you are actually working with black and white, you are warming up your IQ. IQ is intelligence quotient. Unless and until a human brain is really very good at understanding the gray scales, the differences, slight differences in the gray scale, he or she will not be really good at colors. This is for sure, 100.1% sure. That is the reason I basically teach right from black and white. One who understands the black and white or gray scales correctly, he or she will be able to see a lot of colors in a painting. Even if there is, for example, if I say, do you believe that there is all the painters who are working on American or Western skin tones, they first use green tone. On top of it, they use yellow ochre and they use other colors, skin colors. Why? Because in the background there is a green color. Now you must be asking me, why green color? How? Now whenever you are watching any of the American series or any of the Western, Hollywood movies, if the guy comes out with a clean shaven face, then you see that there is a patch of green. There is a green patch on his face. You observe this. That means on top of the green, different colors, in order to get the Western skin tone, different colors are used on top of the green. This is the fundamental knowledge for a skin tone. So for all this knowledge, without knowing, if you start painting or drawing, what will you get? You might be getting, something which is good, but something which is not perfect. It should be perfect in the sense to the best of your abilities. How would you do that? You have to learn the skin tone. Okay, so in portraiture, I'm saying this, but like that, there's a lot of fundamental knowledge that will be given to you. Okay, now, for example, if you are taking pencil, wherever you go, whichever country you go, whichever shop you go, if you ask for a pencil, they'll give you this pencil. This is called HB pencil, just HB. Why they'll give you only HB pencil? Any idea? What is HB? HB is basically a fundamental pencil, or the foremost pencil, with which the combination of this and couple of silica material, adding some impurities, they created a lot of H pencils and B pencil. So HB pencil is the one which is hard and black. So it is hard, and at the same time, when you write with this pencil, it is visible. For hard pencils, when you write, the letters are not visible. But for the bold pencils, when you write, the letters are visible, but they will wear out. They'll become small very easy. In order to avoid this problem from B and from H, they created one pencil called HB, which is a neutral pencil with which you can write. You can also draw. Now, there are two kinds of pencils: drawing pencil and writing pencil. Any drawing pencil can be used for writing, but any writing pencil cannot be used for drawing. Why? Because drawing pencils will have a lot of shades. Writing pencils will not have too many shades. That's the reason writing pencils are used only for writing. Drawing pencils are used for drawing various shades. That's the reason you are supposed to choose drawing pencils. Now, there is a misconception. A lot of people think that painting is only with paints, acrylic, oil, watercolor, soft pastels, or whatever colors. But let me tell you, anything which is done with the help of pencil can also be called painting. So, what are the three things that you can produce with the help of pencil? Listen to me very carefully. One is drawing, second one is sketching, third one is painting. All three can be done with the help of a pencil. Okay. If somebody says no, painting is only done with pencil, then they are wrong. They are partially wrong, partially right. Why? Because they do not have complete knowledge about it. Why? I'll tell you now. Whenever you are drawing a circle, if I ask you to draw a circle, I'm not asking you to sketch a circle. The sentence itself says draw a circle. That means you are using your pencil and you are drawing a line which is curved in 360 degrees and you create a circle. That is circle. Why? Because you are creating a shape, just a shape, triangle, drawing, pentagon, square, rectangle, rhombus. These are all called drawings only. This is the fundamental thing that you should know. If you are drawing this likewise, I have shown it to you, then you are doing it wrong. You have to draw it like this. See, when you draw it like this, and once you shade it, the outline is lost. I'll show you a simple thing and then I'll explain you the actual work. Now see, where is the outline for the bottom portion? Where is the outline? It's not visible. See, this outline has been blended into the shadow of the darker portion of the sphere. This is what I was actually teaching. So here, if you see, the outline here has merged into the shadow. As I told you, this is terminator. Okay, the shadow portion which is differentiating this line, the dark line, which is differentiating between the light family and shadow family. So this is the shadow family. So light family, this is shadow family. So when a line which differentiates between these two families, that is called the terminator. Remember, in every object that you are drawing, including the portraits, you will have this terminator, and you should be able to show this terminator properly. Only then it looks good, because the realistic drawings is all about playing with light and shadow. Okay. Please focus on whatever that is being explained to you. Okay. No outline. If you see, there is no outline. Your brain reads this as the end of this round part. Your brain reads this as the end of your part. This also. But as in, it is not line, because it is blended into the object. It's not like this, right? It's not like this, very sharp. It is blended. How did I do? Like this. So when you do this, it blends into the object. It doesn't show up as a line. If it doesn't show up as a very thick line, then you are right. No outline should be visible. That's a fundamental rule. If you take any of my works, see, where is the outline for this? It is blended into the shadows. And for apple, this is not line. This is the dark part of the shadow. Okay. Now see this. Now see this. These are not lines. These are end of the object. So the end of the objects are supposed to be blended into the shadow. See, this end line is blended into the shadow, into the background. So likewise, when you do this, that kind of blending, it becomes more beautiful. Each and every work of yours becomes more. See this? I'm going to teach you this in the next classes, but this is not a line. It appears to be line, but it is actually end of this fold. And I made sure that this is end of the fold, but it is not a line. I made sure that I drew and blend it into this fold. This line is blended into this fold. This line is blended into this fold. Now this line, edge of the part will be blended into this part. I have not drawn this. I have been focusing on the cloth. This is called drapery. In paintings and visual arts, it is called a drapery. D-R-A-P-E-R-Y. Drapery. Any questions? Pencil, you can use stump, the paper stump that I have been mentioning to you. You can use this stump and blend this. How do you blend using paper stump? This way. Look at here. Where do I want it to blend? On the other side. This side is on the other side, outside. So I blend it like this. Now for this side, where do I want it to blend? This edge, I want it to blend inside. This one outside. So I am blending it inside. Draw with, don't put too much pressure. This is a paper basically. Blending stump, it's called blending stump. This is a paper. So you touch. I'm not asking you to draw. Touch the outline with the help of your paper stump in such a way that the touching part should get into the object, not outside for this area. Why? Because the shadow is on the subject. If the shadow is on the floor or on the background, then you have to blend it inside, outside, this side. Okay, always blend towards the darker side, not the lighter side. Here I am blending inside, here I am blending outside. That is how you create the realistic feeling in the human minds. Okay, now when I draw this particular thing, the one which I was actually mentioning, this is one of the I'm sharing the screen with you. It's one of the beautiful exercises. Before I draw, I'll explain you why any teacher, including me, is making my students or their students draw geometric shapes. Any answers? Now, if you take human body, the whole human body is in terms of geometric shapes. For example, if you see my hand, it is like this. Okay, if there is any, if you see my fingers, it's like this, not hand, sorry, finger, it's like this. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. You must be wondering, what is this 1, 2, 3, 4? I'll show it to you now. For example, if I'm looking at my this finger, I'm closing the share screen option. If you are looking at my finger, how do you think it is? You draw it like this. Okay, you draw it like this, and these are called phalanges. The pieces 1, 2, 3 are called phalanges. So it's like this. But in reality, if you wanted to really understand the subject properly, the basic knowledge that is behind this is like this. It must be confusing to you, but I'll explain you. Don't worry. Now these 3 pieces are like that. How are these 3 pieces? Number 1, let's go with only this phalange. This phalange is like this. I am drawing big. Can you see this now? This is how this phalange is. That is the reason the single phalange will have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So 4 sides. This is 1, 2. Underneath 3. The other side of 2 is 4. Opposite side of 1 is 3. Opposite side of 2 is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 sides are there. So you are learning with the help of cuboid. You know what is cuboid? 3D form of rectangle is cuboid. 3D form of square is cube. Okay. Now, why do you need sphere? So if you see, look at here. This is a circle if you closely observe. This is a circle. This is a circle. This is a circle. So everything is in terms of circles. So he is Salvador Dali, father of surrealism. He is a Spanish artist. He is one of the renowned and greatest surrealism artists. Okay. So I drew him in probably 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes. The reason behind it, I drew a square, a circle here. Okay. The circle goes from nose tip to the top. This is called cranium in our human anatomy. So we start with cranium. Cranium is the back portion of your skull. I don't have a skull right now with me. I can show it to you here. So this is a skull, right? Okay. So can you see the circle now? And I attached this. I created for a portraiture class. So I attached this. This is the cranium. This part is called cranium. The back portion till the front portion, this is called cranium. This is not actually circle, but we design it with circle because it looks like circle from the front side. And slowly we'll change the shapes according to the features of the human being that we are drawing. So this is circle. So we create the circle into, circle is 2D. Square is 2D. Rhombus is 2D. Rectangle is 2D. Triangle is 2D. Sphere from circle is 3D. Cone from triangle is 3D. Prism, trapezium, cuboid, cube, all these are 3D forms. You got my point, right? Why 3D? Because you have this. If you are asked to draw a triangle, you can draw it on a paper. Okay. But if I ask you to draw the prism, how will you draw? Last time you drew this. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Can you see this? So this is geometric shapes. Wherein you have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So this is cylinder. Okay. This is I have another thing. Cone. This is cone. So the cone portion is this. You can also see this is wide here, this is thin here. So it's like cone. So each and every human body part is in terms of geometric shapes. So this is like the phalange, which I have drawn on the first portion, right? Like this. See, this is one phalange. So when you do not know how to handle a 3D shapes on your paper, how will you be able to draw human anatomy? And why do you have to learn human anatomy? The reason behind is the highest stature of an artist is to basically draw human figures correctly. What's the highest form of learning of visual arts, drawing, painting, is to draw the human faces, portraitures correctly. Okay. Portraiture is the whole human body, not only face. Only head is called troni, T-R-O-N-I. You don't need to know all these things, but if you know it early, in the early stages, it will be good for you. It's called troni, T-R-O-N-I-E. Okay. When you are drawing the whole body from top to bottom, it is portrait. When you draw any human body only until the chest, it's called vignette, V-I-G-N-E-T-T, vignette. So for all these things, you should know how to draw the geometric shapes in 3D format. Okay. That is the reason behind every drawing teacher teaches you geometric shapes. If any of your drawing teacher that you have learned in the past have not given you this information, then he or she is not right in giving you the complete education. Okay. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm telling you the truth. So you need to basically ask this question: why only geometric shapes? Why am I supposed to learn? Okay. So let's go ahead and learn how to draw the top one, because bottom is little complex. I'll teach you next week. Let's try starting and learning the top portion. Okay. So how do I draw? I draw a circle first for the sphere part. See, I'm done with the circle. It's not visible to you, of course, but I'll make it dark. Light you should draw. We should never use any instruments, any utensils to draw in your in my class. No, not even scale is supposed to be used. Only free hands. You will learn it slowly. Did you walk? Did you bicycle in a day? So see the circle. Did it get the right shape? Right. Good. So this is the circle which I will. This is a 2D again. Circle is a 2D as I mentioned. And do not worry about overlapping your geometric shapes. Nothing wrong. Absolutely okay. Let it overlap. Okay. Now I am drawing the cube. How do I draw the cube? Don't draw the cube like this. That's not right. How do you? How are you supposed to draw the cube? Look at here. I am holding my pencil here, not here. Okay. I am not holding my pencil here. As and when you move your hand towards the lead, you will exert lot of pressure on the pencil, which is wrong. You should hold your pencil at least half the way through, or even of course your hands are small, so you'll not be able to hold it here. Just hold it here in the center and see the way how am I holding, like I have been giving a shake hand. I'm shaking hand with someone. Okay. Now try drawing straight line. Just a straight line. This straight line will help you draw the other parallel lines. See, I'm drawing another parallel line. 2. Now I'm drawing another parallel line. 3. Make sure they are parallel. Okay. Now here after this circle end, I'm supposing that this is the straight line. See how am I drawing? I hold my pencil here. Okay, I'm drawing a straight line here. I can draw straight line any longer because I practiced before I teach you. I practiced, so I practiced. Now another one is here. Draw the whole line. Okay, draw the complete line and make sure that this is parallel to this. Is it visible? Are my lines are visible? Not visible? Okay. Why? Because I'm drawing very lightly and I'm not drawing like this. I'm drawing it. If I'm drawing a line, I'm drawing it on the same line couple of times. So I'll darken it now. The reason behind is if you draw dark, you keep erasing it. See, now I'm searching for an eraser. I don't have an eraser with me at all. That means I don't carry eraser. I don't have an eraser with me. See, now I try it. See, because I have not used this eraser, it is like this. I have not used it all. So I don't use eraser. So you keep your eraser 5-6 feet away from your table, so that every time you make mistake, you have to go and get it, and you get frustrated to get the eraser. So you draw it right. So why I'm drawing lightly is in order to avoid erasing, because erasing not only lowers your confidence, it also spoils your paper tissues of the paper. Okay. So now I'm darkening it. Okay. If you are able to see, let me know. So you have to draw this light. Okay. Now I have drawn 1, 2, 3 parallel lines. Then 1, 2. What about the second one? So this is the second one. Okay. Now this is the corner of the cube. And this is another corner of the cube. 1, 2. These two should be parallel. Right? And for this should be parallel. Okay. And let me draw this here so that we finish the cube. Now you don't need this because it is not visible to you. It is backside. Right? Now you don't need this because it is not visible to you. The rest are all visible to you. Did we finish the cube correctly? Do you see all the, see, I'll write it here. A, B, C are parallel to each other. P, Q, R are parallel to each other. X, Y, Z are parallel to each other. Am I right or not? This is how you are supposed to draw the cube or cuboid. If you are not drawing it this way, then you will not be able to basically get the sides correctly. If you are stopping only until here, if you are drawing your cube like this, for example, if you are drawing your cube like this, you will go wrong. Why? Because your brain will not be able to determine if the opposite sides are parallel to each other. If these are parallel to each other, no, your brain will not be able to determine. If these are parallel, no, it will not show you. If these are parallel, no. But if you extend these lines, your brain will start calculating if this is parallel to this, what angle this line is basically. These three angles are same. These three angles are same. Likewise. So I'll erase this one also because this is not visible. It is into the sphere. This is how it looks when you are done with it. Now, from here, let us draw a cone. If you cannot understand the cone properly, there's nothing wrong. You can basically draw a line like this and then rotate your nodes, then start drawing. Nothing wrong, absolutely okay. See, I'm drawing lightly again. How am I drawing? I'm not putting too much pressure. That's the foremost fundamental rule when you are actually working on your drawing. See, I can correct it now. Now I'll darken it so that you can see it. Now we can erase this portion also. Why? Because the cone is obstructing the view of cube. Now see, did we draw it right? See, I drew overlapping geometric shapes. I erased. Now it looks exactly the same way as you are seeing it in the reference picture because I erased all the unwanted lines. Before erasing, draw all the lines and then erase. Here erasing is right. Over a period of time, now if you ask me, I don't, without erasing also I'll draw. But at this stage of yours, you don't worry about that. You can draw and erase. Now, because you have already know this, I'll start with this and I'll go with this too. Okay? How do you draw? Now, see, I'm making it dark with the help of HB. I'm darkening my outline so that I don't lose it. Why? I'll tell you the process now. Now I'm going to teach you a very sophisticated way of drawing the pencil drawings. It's one of the most sophisticated way and most professional way. So you'll have to measure this angle beta. Don't use anything, just use your pencil. See, same, if you are able to see the same angle on the screen and on the notes, then you are right. If it is coming like this or this, check. The best way is to check your drawing by rotating your pen, notes. Rotate your notes and see if you are able to, draw it right. Now, what do I do is, I don't know if everybody has this powder and everything, I don't know, but I'll try to show it to you. I take this powder from the sandpaper. You can also take it from your steel plate, wherever you collect your, because this is a sandpaper. Okay, where as and when you are sharpening your pencils, rotate your pencil and sharpen. This has been explained in the previous classes. I shared the videos with you. So if you go through the classes again, if you have got any questions, please do come and ask me. I'll take care of that. You don't need to worry. Okay. Now this particular powder, I'm collecting it directly from, because I know how to handle. But you guys can collect it in a steel plate or steel bowl. I have steel bowl. I don't know. My charcoal powder. I have a steel bowl. Okay, I see there. Just give me a second. I'll show it to you. So that you will have a fair idea of how and what to do. So this is the steel bowl that I generally collect all my powders.
The charcoal powders?
Yeah, you collect graphite powder, charcoal powder, both. This is charcoal powder right now. Whatever I have with me in my bowl is a charcoal powder. This is a mixture of. This one is a mixture of both charcoal and graphite powder. I use charcoal here, graphite here. Sometimes I use, I depends. I mean, whatever, however I want. Okay. Yeah. So if you have not watched the videos, then graphite shines. The reason behind is graphite is a wax-based rock formed under the earth crust, but whereas a charcoal is basically found outside also. If you burn a wood, it becomes a charcoal, but you cannot graphite. Okay. If you see this is not shining too much because I have used charcoal powder here. But if you take the difference here, I've already shown, but anyway, I'll explain you here. This is a charcoal drawing, which I'm trying to show you right now. This is a charcoal drawing. So there is no shine. See, whichever angle you see, it's as is. Now this is a graphite drawing. See, it's complete. See, now it's completely lost. You are not able to see anything, the lips. But if you see it like this, it's clearly visible. The reason behind professionals using graphite, charcoal over preferring charcoal over graphite is because this is not visible in all the angles, but visible in every other angle. See the difference? Now it is gray, this is black. And that is the highest way of professionalism of using pencil sketch. In the pencil, that's the height of knowledge. That's a very good knowledge. Okay. So now I take the powder with the help of your blushing brush. This is the brush, very important. Why? Because if you take one single hair, okay, I'm trying to pluck it out. Yeah, see, can you see the hair? It's very thin. This thin hair basically helps you actually give a very good smooth coat. If you are taking normal brushes, for example, if you are taking these kind of brushes, they are very thick. These thick brushes will not give you the amount of polished effect that you require. Okay. Take this powder. Don't dump the powder. See, I am collecting it from here, from side. Okay. And what do? I don't paint. I use circlism technique. I move my brush on in the air first in circular motion, and slowly I get onto it. Can you see? There is a light color that has been laid down, and slowly I'm adding to it. If you are using kneadable eraser, then you will get patches like this. No worries, we'll cover it up. Don't worry. So wherever I erased, there charcoal powder is sticking more. This is the problem. You use eraser. So try to avoid it. If you are using in initial classes, that's okay. But slowly you will try to see what is wrong with your work. And then your mind will not let you use eraser. That's when you are actually working it, learning it beautifully. You have to have a good amount of patience in understanding all these things. Okay, so we will do it slowly, no hurry, but at the same time, no negligence. Okay. Now, what do? I take HB pencil because it's the darkest pencil. Whatever I am using right now, I have H2H and HB. So in these three, HB is the darkest pencil. So let us start with cone, because you have already drawn sphere last class, but I'll show you this also. But let's start with sphere. Now, when you draw it with cone, when you draw the cone, the fundamental rule for the cone is it's not straight, it is round like this. Am I right or not? Okay, so try to draw the shadow because that's the darkest portion. Try to draw the darkest portion. Now, if you try to draw the same thing, see here you see scratches. You want me to zoom a bit? Yeah, you can see scratches here, pencil scratches. But when I am trying to draw here with the same pencil, you don't see any scratches on the paper. The reason behind is when you apply powder, the pencil scratches on your drawings are not visible. They look very smooth, neat, and clean. That is called polishing. Polishing your work. Okay, you can try drawing like this, or you can try drawing with pressure and use your stump. It's up to you. Nothing wrong. You can also use earbud. Okay. Now you will be able to see your outlines, but not as clear as on white paper. So you have to draw them correctly again. Okay. Now here comes the actual thing. See, this is the problem with me. I don't carry eraser, so I don't see them properly. Anyway, see, I try to, this is kneadable eraser. I have used it in 1947. I'm using it right now again. So I'm erasing the left portion of the cone. Why? Because the top portion of the cone is exposed to light. Can you see in the reference picture? When I'm drawing, you can have a look at your reference picture. Now, what do I do? See, slowly, no hurry. Powder, you can create it by scraping the charcoal pencils on the sandpaper. You can also get charcoal powder directly like this with the, from different brands. Okay. You don't need to worry about the powders right now. Just create the powders all by yourself. So people who want to, who wanted to build a career in it, want to teach, want to really continue this, they can buy Cretacolor powder, which is 800 rupees. So close to $10. Not many, basically, apart from sepia and sanguine are the two colors you generally have it. Sepia and sanguine are the colors which you see in charcoals. This is sanguine. Sorry, this is sepia. Oh, this is sanguine. Yeah. Yeah, this is sanguine, SANGUINE. This is sepia, SEPIA. So these two are basically used for these two, black charcoal and white charcoal. These four are used to draw any kind of skin tones in the world. Four are enough to draw any kind of skin. Western, Indian, African American, Chinese, whoever it is, we can draw with. So draw the shadow. So this is the shadow of the cone. Now the body. How is the body? It is like this, as I mentioned. Okay. So you will have to see, this is the place where you should draw the darker portion. So just draw lines which helps you to draw the shadow. Look at here. The way how am I drawing this? It's not like this. Sorry, it's not like this. Why? What I'm trying to do? I'm trying to draw curve from left to right and curve from right to left. This is the way you are supposed to draw. If you don't know this way, that means you have not practiced enough. Your practice is not sufficient. So you have to practice from curve from left to right. Okay, from right to left. So see, left to right, right. After every stroke, I'm lifting my pencil. Left to right, right to left. Left to right, right to left. If you are unable to draw it, you can draw until the edge and again erase. But this is always good to learn this format, because this is a professional way of learning it. So I would advise you to draw a small triangle here according to the shadow that is shown on the cone, and then in this triangle itself draw. And don't stop the curves like this. No, these abrupt ends should not be there. It should be like this. Look at here. So both side tails. Can you see both side tails? You should have both side tails. See, look at here, the way how am I drawing. So look at here. I am drawing here in the other area, not in the drawing. Can you see? It's as if like I have stroked with a brush. It's like a brush stroke. This brush stroke is very, very important. So I'm drawing it not straight. So over a period of time, what happens is you end up drawing like this. So what do? Draw a triangle and draw these fine lines which are only visible to you, so that you don't go wrong. You don't derail. You don't go out of track. So draw in between the curves, so you will not go wrong. This is how you train your brain. Okay? Training your brain. And this increases your analytical abilities, your concentration levels, your patience levels, the way you answer the questions, even without losing your patience. All these things will be improved when you are focusing on these kind of things. Remember, more than drawing these or more than finishing your assignments, you should more focus on your practice exercises, because practice exercises are the ones which actually give you the ability to draw anything and everything. Now I am done with it. So what do? I'm not drawing. I'm actually creating a friction between the pencil lead and the paper. See, now it becomes even more dark. So it is dark at the bottom, dark at this bottom and this bottom. So you should basically draw it in such a way that the outline of the cone is disappearing. See, you see the outline of the cone now? It disappeared. Did we get the cone properly? Are we able to crack the cone properly? So there is attention to details and shraddha. If you have shraddha towards your work, whether you are drawing a small, um, geometric figure like this or a portraiture, it doesn't really matter to you, because this is drawn by you. This is drawn by you. That is important more than anything else. So you should never take anything lightly. Put your best in each and every smallest portion of your drawing, and all your attention to detail, love for your work is clearly visible to the viewer. Okay. Now, here, because we have already laid down, listen to me very carefully. Because here we have already laid down the powder, it's like you are walking on mustard seeds. How small will be mustard seeds? This small. If you are walking on mustard seeds, you will easily move from one place to other place without putting too much effort. The same thing is happening here. See, not much effort, but there is a tone that is being laid down. That's the reason we should use powder before we draw anything. It gives you much scope. I am drawing both horizontally and vertically. See, I am not drawing directly. I am not, directly darkening it. I am slowly spending my time, investing my time in it so that it gives a good feeling that I'm coating it 2-3 times and I'm able to see the shadow properly. So you have to coat it. Do you remember the 8th exercise? I have asked you to fill the geometric shapes with parallel curves or parallel lines. This is what it is. I don't draw dark in the initial step itself. I give coats, 2-3 coats, so that it becomes dark. Remember this, it's very, very important. Then you must be thinking, how do I differentiate? Because I see outline here. This outline will blend into the background. So I'm blending the outline into the background. So that's how you basically deal with the sharp outlines of the objects. You can use brush to blend and make it soften. See, it's done. So here I'm drawing the same lines. Here the lines are visible to you, but here the lines are not visible to you. That is the reason we should use powder. So the whole thing, the top thing, whoever completes, I'll assign the next one, the below one to them. It doesn't mean that you'll have to struggle, but you will have to draw it with the knowledge that is given to you. Next week, I'm going to draw the bottom one, and then we will start actual still lifes that are supposed to be done by you as part of this course. Those are the beautiful ones that we are going to do. Even these are beautiful. It's just that it needs little time and exercise, warming up. It's like warming up to you.